Hello. In a previous video I had started exploring the different types of trail grading that you get, referring to the Forestry Commission, although since then I've realised I was referring to the old Forestry Commission trail grading system, so I want to make sure I look at the new one this time. But what was interesting to me was the fact that the graded trail wasn't necessarily an indication of how difficult you might actually find riding the trail. So I've set out to go down to a set of green trails on Crieff Hill, which is just north of Dunkeld on the east side of the Atholl Hill Massif. There's not very many green trails in the Dunkeld area, but there's a little cluster of 4 or 5 trails around a black trail called Hush Hush. And actually, whilst I'm at it, I give Hush Hush a go. I'm not particularly fast on it, but I really was just focused on maintaining control whilst I was going down it. So here I am, just heading up from Craiglush Loch car park to Mill Dam, and then I will head down south, down the Loch Ordie road to Loch, and go into the green trails round about just the southwest side of Loch. In a previous video on the Rockmill Woods one, I do go along the north side of Crieff Hill, but it's a really rarely used path, and it wasn't really that rideable at the time. It was very wet and there was trees down. The runs today were much more straightforward, nothing too major going on with them. The trails themselves were quite markedly different. Now, if we look at the updated version of the Forestry Commission's guide to trails, green trails are described as relatively flat, wide and smooth trails, gentle climbs, descents, rollers and berms, with easy to avoid features such as rocks and potholes. Surface might be loose, uneven or muddy at times. Most of that's right. I did find that some of the trails are single track, some of them are double track, as you'll see, and one of them did have quite a steep climb. I think I wouldn't describe it as a gentle climb by any measure. It was quite short, but given the steepness of the climb, my personal feeling is it looked more like a blue trail rather than a green one.
Morning. Morning.
So here I am at the end of the blue trail, round the back of the Glac at Mildam, just turning south down the Loch Ordie road. It'd been a while since I'd gone down the Loch Ordie road this way. It's quite a nice, wide, flat, flowy kind of road that on a gravel bike I'm sure it will actually be lots of fun. You get up quite a bit of speed. A couple of notes on actually this video as I head down. I've changed the export settings of the camera, so hopefully as you're watching it, it's a little bit less jerky, a bit more flowy in terms of the video itself. And of course I've been playing around with these overlays a bit more, so you've got some information about the route, grade, cadence of the cycling. My target is somewhere in the high 70s, but I often am maybe pedaling a bit too fast for the motor. These e-bike motors, a lot of them, they're optimal in the high 70s in terms of their power output, and then they start to diminish once you go over that. So I try and target that high 70, but again, I don't always get it. Sometimes I'm way up above 100.
Morning. Morning.
So just to the right is the forest road that I take in the Rockmill Woods video that takes me up to Rockmill Wood. Coming down here, you've got Loch just on the left hand side. We continue just beyond Loch. There is another path just left at the end of Loch here. However, there was some logging works going on. Originally my plan had been to go along that path and see what state it was in, but with the logging works I couldn't really go down there just now. I turn left just at the bottom of the hill here to get on to the start of the green trails, just on the other side of the gate.
Morning.
So here we are on the first green trail. As the Forestry Commission description, it's quite wide and relatively flat, bit of a mixed surface, but it's not really all that different from the Doubletrack going from Craiglush to Milldam at this point. It does get a bit more muddy and narrow just up round the corner here, but again, if you want to try something a little bit more than just a double track or an access road, this is quite a nice, gentle start to doing something a little bit more challenging rather than the double tracks and access roads. Here the surface does become more uneven. You can see one of the exit points from Hush Hush just to the left, and as we go along a bit further you've got the main route for Hush Hush. One of the interesting things about Hush Hush as a trail is it crisscrosses these green trails a few times, so if you do try it and you're having a little bit of difficulty with it, you do have multiple exit points if you've decided you've had enough. Going along a bit further, you'll see, yeah, it's muddy and it's a bit, the surface is less even, but again, it's not too challenging. I wouldn't want to do it if it was too muddy, but the conditions today are quite nice. Just up to the right here is a green trail that goes up to Hush Hush. It's overgrown further up, you can't really get through it, but it's quite narrow and steep, so as a green trail it is very different from this one. This continues up, and just a wee bit further up here you've got an access road, or at least it's marked as an access road on Trail Forks, that goes up and round and joins with another green trail that I'll do in a wee bit. And then down to the left is the green trail that actually goes back down towards Loch if you follow it down to the right, or it loops back and rejoins the trail that we're on if you go along to the left. It was muddy enough today, it's that really thick slippery clay soil underneath, so I was kind of taking my time going along here just because the grip wasn't great at times. Fine enough, nothing too much to deal with, but just wanting to be a little bit more cautious on it. As you go up round to the left here, the feeling of the trail changed again. It's a little rougher. There's a few slightly steeper downhill sections, more variation I think in the conditions of the terrain. But again, it's still nothing too much. And there's a couple of, if you let yourself go, quicker bits. So just down here we cross over the trail that we came in on, and then go down another green trail. It's quite wide and flowy. It's nice and easy, a little bit slippery mud in places, but nothing too hard to deal with. This trail then in turn joins a really nice short single track green trail. It's quite undulating and it's narrow and windy, so again, if you're looking to just challenge yourself a bit further, it is a great little trail to kind of try and be more precise in your steering and your pedal input, but without being too risky. And even if you do slide off, it's not like you're gonna really fall and hurt yourself. So as you can see, as a green trail, it's quite a different feeling than the other ones that we've been riding so far today. Narrow and sort of winding through the trees with some downhill sections and then steeper uphill sections. But I tried to drive or ride this as quickly as I could. I ride it 3 times in total, a couple of times on this day. And each time I rode it, I did ride it a little bit faster. I think one of the things I've got a terrible habit of doing with this e-bike is sitting down all the time. I do need to get up and out of my seat, and I'm really trying to pedal harder and throw the bike about a bit more, but you just get so lazy with the e-bike, because often sitting down in the seat is a nice kind of comfortable way just to get along. The one thing about this bit of trail is the exit you'll see here is down some steps and onto the A923. Now you do get a good view of cars coming up the hill going from Dunkeld to Blairgowrie. However, you're kind of exposed there. I think you would need to be, if you're kind of along here, very, very careful about coming out onto the road, given that it's quite a fast road. So just into the left here is the last of the green trails that I'm riding today. It starts off as a double track. At the top, just as you're approaching Hush Hush, it does go into a single track. The thing about this particular trail is how steep it is. So it's mostly okay, but there is a point where as a climb, I think it would be really hard on a normal mountain bike, and even on the electric mountain bike, you really have to kind of lean into it to get up the hill. So again, I'm not sure how it counts as a green trail given the steepness of the second section of the hill here. So this is us at the end of the green trails. Hush Hush is just at the top of the hill there. I do go and have a little look on foot before I push my bike up there. I don't really want to push my bike up there and decide that no, I didn't want to do that run. However, I don't think you could cycle up here. I do think it would have to be a push or a carry to get your bike up. But after a quick look, I decide that yeah, it's worth a wee go just to see how we go. I do go down the run quite slowly as these kinds of things go. There are other videos of people going down Hush Hush a lot faster than I do. It's interesting in that it's quite undulating, it's quite rolling. I'm not even really sure how they manage to get the speed they get. I'm a lot slower. I'm going to try and do the run again soon, I think, but really get into pedalling down this hill so I can get a bit more speed up. On Trail Forks, this is a black trail, although there have been a couple of votes to indicate it's a red trail. Looking at the Forestry Commission, a red trail is a mixture of steep climbs, descents and or avoidable features, larger jumps, berms and rollable features at controlled speed, technical features such as tree roots, drop-offs and large rocks, very variable surfaces. That seems quite an accurate description. There are a couple of drop-offs, however you can avoid them on this run because I was so focused on just simply having good control of the bike. I did avoid the drop-offs, but I'll probably have a go at them the next time I go round. Just down here you'll see there's a drop-off to the left of the path I take. But I wasn't feeling confident having a go at that. I just wanted to get down relatively safely. Black trails are described as long and steep climbs, descents and jumps. Numerous hazards including drop-offs and severe features, rapid rate of surface change, and then it says commitment required. Based on that, I do think that the votes to vote this as a red trail would be right. It seems right to me. However, I can at least pretend that this is a black trail, and I've successfully navigated a black trail at this point. So just here we cross over one of the bits of green trail we passed earlier. A little bit of a steep roll there, but nothing too bad. Then it goes back into the next part of Hush Hush. There's a couple of bits of trail that we roll over. The most difficult bit of Hush Hush is actually at the very, very bottom. There's a single plank, pretty short bridge, but it's still just a single plank width, and some off-camber rooty section. I didn't catch it in this video, mostly because the camera decided to stop rolling just at that point, as I go on to the final piece of green trail. So here's me crossing another bit of trail. Again, there's a drop off there, but I decided not to try it just now, and keep going. Yeah, as we get down to the bottom of this section, the camera stops recording. I'm not sure why this camera actually just decides to stop recording. I haven't really found a good pattern in it. It's a little frustrating, but what can you do? I just stop and start recording quite frequently to reduce the number of times it affects things. So here's me at the bottom of the long wide green trail again, and I decide to have a go at the single track green trail that I did earlier, just because I did actually enjoy going along it. This time I managed to do it about 5 seconds quicker than the first time, so I was quite pleased that I actually managed to do it quicker the second time round. I think it was because I was up out of my seat and really trying to pedal the uphill sections more quickly and take the downhill sections more quickly as well. So this is me back, going along A923 to get back to Craiglush Loch car park. There's a nice little set of kind of flowy downhill bits here for the road. As I've mentioned before, I'm not a fan of riding the bike on the road. I just don't have enough faith in drivers, but it is kind of fun just to pedal along and see how quickly I can get round these corners on the bike. It does seem to be, there's a point I was in the highest gear and pedaling quite hard, and it seems to be about 31, 32 miles is the fastest I can get this thing to go on the road, which is pretty quick for a push bike for me, but I thought it might actually be able to go a little bit faster than that, to be fair. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you like that. It's slightly different than my normal videos, I think, looking at these little trails. I do plan on looking at some blue trails as well as green trails soon, just as soon as the weather is good for it.